va du coup?
Yes, we do it in English, don't worry.
Nice.
You speak very well
Merci beaucoup, Alex,
Spanish?
pour ta flexibilité.
Nah, don't worry, mate. But your Spanish is very good also.
Yeah, yeah, but it's because your Spanish is very fast,
Yeah,
and sometimes I need to like re-listen, and
I,
because it's a podcast, I'm afraid I don't want to make you repeat too much.
I know. So we are on live. Welcome back to the podcast. Today I'm super excited to have some because I have someone very special in the cannabis industry. Clara Herbaut, co-founder of the True CBD, one of the biggest cannabis companies and brands in Spain, and now founder of Herb & Co, the first cannabis marketing agency in Europe. She's really a true expert when it comes to hacking growth in a highly restricted industry. So, Clara, before we dive into growth hacking and marketing strategies, who are you and why is it so important to listen to what you have to say today?
So, hi everyone, I'm Clara Herbaut. I'm working in the cannabis industry since 2016. So I've been seeing a lot of brand, a lot of case, and I specialize myself in marketing cannabic because it's very specific to market a cannabis product. And because all the cannabis brand needs the marketing, but they are very blocked by what they can do. We really have the mission to give them visibility, the visibility they deserve, and to go around the legislation, not break them, go around so everyone can show their products, everyone can promote what they are doing. And more than everything, we want to put the cannabis and plant in front of everyone. And so that's our way to do it.
Amazing. First, before entering this stuff, I'm very intrigued for your history. So, how did you go from launching a cannabis brand to creating your own cannabis agency?
So actually, I started with an agency before I get contacted by the 3CBD to help them on their company. Because it was one of the first CBD brands in Spain, I got super interested to join the project, which I did for 4 years. And after doing what I could for the 3CBD, I decided that there was a bigger mission into helping all the CBD brands, all the cannabis brands, to have the visibility we achieve with the tree. So that's why I went to being personal, to being like, let's do it for everyone. Knowing that the marketing is one of the main blockage in the industry. So I was like, we need to help them. We need to give them solution. And that's why I went from my own personal to like, let's help everyone.
Amazing. And if you could go back in time, what advice would you give to this Clara that started in the cannabis industry?
Go slower and better. I was a big pirate and I did a lot of mistakes in my marketing. So I got shut down so many times. I got like even had problem with French government for saying too much and showing too much. So my advice would be learn and act.
With the French
Like,
government, you had problems.
yeah, for medical claim. So
Oh,
actually, I couldn't operate in France for 5 years
no
while I
way.
was in Spain,
That's crazy.
and that's why when I finally could go back to France and operate in France, I came back with a marketing agency and not with product because they can't tell me anything. I'm doing marketing, so like it's totally legal, and my clients are doing cannabis, so I'm untouchable. So that's why I came back with a marketing agency, so I could keep on showing cannabis in France, but not touchable.
Like a pirate, as you often say, you often describe no cannabis marketers as pirates. What do you mean by that? Would you like to explain?
So what I mean is like a pirate, you need to find different ways to achieve what you want because like the normal marketing funnel are not available for the brands. So you need to think out of the box and you need to think as like, how can I attack them? How can I go around the legislation? What are the hacks? Sorry, what are the hacks so I can do what they what I can't do for them, but still doing it so they can't say me anything. So that's why it's like
and that's
all
why
about
also
hacking. And
you talk about growth hacking more than cannabis marketing, no? Also.
exactly, because it's not really marketing, right? Because you can't do ads, you can't do like social media like everyone, you can't show your product, you can't give your message as you want it. So you need to hack this funnels so you can do what you want, but without being it shut down.
And can you share an example of growth marketing, growth hack, sorry, that you use
And
or?
like so there is different, and it depends on also like your it's they all have a touch point that is different. So for example, if you're looking for visibility, if you're looking for branding, you need to go through social media, you need to go through SEO. But one of the biggest hacks, which is known by everyone today, it's really go through the affiliates or through influencers. So you find someone else to share the message you have to share, because as a brand you can't, but as a personal you can. So you need to be very, very strong on your website, on your social, on your internet presence, and then make sure like there is voices that can talk for you, and there is voices that can expose for you. For me, this was the fastest and easiest way to create sales for the brands. It's to have like ambassadors, affiliates, a bit different than influencers, because cannabis is different than other brands. So you need people that understand the plant. You need people that know how to talk about it. And ambassadors are really gonna wear your brand, and they're gonna represent your brand. So for me, it's always to find another point than you to share your message.
Okay, okay. So you create the good basics, no, and then you take people that they can, not you can't, but they can say, yeah, this product has helped me with that, or that they can do medical claims.
Exactly.
These people can do medical claims.
They can do medical claims, it's associated to them. That is
Okay.
why. So as a brand, you can't say my CBD oil make you sleep. But as a person, you can say I slept with that CBD oil, which is totally stupid from a marketing point of view, but that's how you have to
That's
do
the
it
hack
today.
that we
Uh,
have to use.
exactly.
That's how
Uh,
the marketing is.
you need to go through a personal approach. You need to look like how can I touch the persons more than the mass, which is different from normal marketing when you're gonna go for the mass and then the person into the mass.
Yeah.
That's why it's very clear.
I also, well, we've talked a lot, we're preparing all the AI with your knowledge and so on. And you are also always very focused on the person, no? The people that you are directed to. Not so much the product, not so much cannabis, but thinking out of the box, no? That's a little bit.
Exactly. So one of the first thing you need to do when you have a CBD brand and you want to promote is to find your niche. Everyone says that cannabis is a niche in itself, but it's totally wrong. It's like so many people today can use cannabis, or CBD, or like the plant, and we tend to think of the niche that are already made when we should think of the niche that can be touched. So, for example, today you're gonna think about the sick people, about like the trouble for sleep, and think when if you look a bit further, you can go for entrepreneurs, you can go for like older people, but like very specific niche. And you really need to understand the pain of these people and how you can put cannabis in front of it. But too many brands go for the audience that are already there.
Yeah,
So the
instead
point
of
will be to
creating.
find like you want to promote your products to bigger audience. You know, you want to touch like even if it's personal, the max persons possible, and that go from the niche. You know.
Yeah, like for example, sports, no, could be a good example. People to do
Yes,
sport.
sport is a great one. It's a great one, but it's already done. You know,
Yeah.
like it's like already like some niche already. So that's why it's like I always say if you think about it, someone already thought about it before you. So you need to go through layers. Like what is the first layer? It's the positive. Okay. Then you're gonna have the second layer, like the positives that do like MMA. Okay. Then we can do the sportives that do MMA that need local cream. Okay. What do they need? And like you need to go through layers and always like think further. like the entrepreneurs, okay, but the entrepreneurs that work from home or the entrepreneurs that work from the office, how are they gonna take it, Then all people for what? For the pain, for where are they gonna meet, So it's always, you need to go deeper and deeper in your niche to make sure you perfectly find your audience and you know exactly how to solve their pain.
And is there any campaign or project that you are especially proud of?
So we took care of CBD.fr when they started, and we got them on the first position for all the biggest keywords. So it was CBD flowers, CBD oil, which is on the SERP on Google. It's really, really hard to rank because everyone gonna rank on it. So we achieve it through a lot of backlinks. A lot of SEO, very we blended. That was working before when with open CBDFR, you could pull out a lot of content and take all the keywords. Now with AI, SEO has changed. So what we did for them wouldn't be possible today, but we are so proud because we got all the first position from France. And that's why from there it was easy to get other people in the agency. So I was really proud of this because we came late and we go over everyone.
Okay, congratulations, you did an amazing job there. And yeah, we're gonna enter a little bit on SEO because you are on cannabis marketing but specialized on SEO. And I wanted to ask you, why is it so important, the SEO?
Because all the campaign you're gonna do are gonna be based on your website. So if you start a campaign in social media or in affiliation and your website don't have any authority, it's gonna affect all your campaigns. So it's a principal base, your website, and it's the only one that you are sure never gonna be shut down. So you can put a lot of money, a lot of budget on your website to build these authorities, to build this content, and it's like your safe spot. And then everything you're gonna create from your website, affiliation, influence, once again, social media, even ads at some point you can do them, it's gonna be based on the authority of your website. That's why we start with a website, you do a good SEO, you have a good base, and from there it's easier to go. It's gonna be very hard to grow if you start campaigns on a website that is sketchy.
Okay, so if a cannabis brand has a limited budget, you would encourage them to start with SEO more than with social media or with other kind of marketing, no?
It depends on the budget. It's like SEO, it's
Limited
everything,
budget.
it depends. Like the answer to everything, it depends. Because it depends on your goal and it depends on your own mission. So SEO, it's really credibility, it's branding, and it's sales. If you want to go first through branding before the sales, you need to go on social media. If you want sales, if you need a budget and you want sales before anything, you should go to affiliation. But once again, you're gonna have at some point to work on your website. So if you have a very small budget, I would say maybe try first to go through affiliation so you get money to then put on your SEO. Because a lot of people don't understand that SEO, it's a minimum 6 months work. And it's not like 1 or 2 months when you're gonna put and then you let go. So you need to make sure you have a recurring budget from the start.
Yeah,
So that's why if you don't have money, go first into B2B sales, go first in affiliation and in lead generation. But once you want authority and if you want to last, SEO is gonna be inevitable.
Yeah, SEO is, as you say, a lot of work, and so it's expensive. So that's a very good advice to start building, getting money, and then go on that.
Exactly.
And what would be the biggest SEO mistake that you see cannabis brands do?
Doing content without attention. Because most of the people understood they need to rank on keywords, they're just gonna create content around keywords without understanding the attention behind it. And today, that with the AI coming, it's going to be the first thing that is punished. Is like if you just do content, to do content. So if you do content that is not made for the reader, content that don't have any expertise, content that don't have any that don't add anything to the public, a lot of people just gonna mass create content without understanding that it's better to create one very good that's gonna rank rather than 5 that gonna do, or 50 that gonna do middle, and that's not gonna work. So the main mistake today is to create content without any attention behind it.
Okay. Yeah, that we are linking very well because I also wanted to ask you, do you think that AI will change the way that we make SEO?
It has to. You have to change. It's like Google is very, very aware of what's happening with AI. Obviously, they know you wrote your blog post in 5 minutes on nothing. So it changed for sure. Now you get the AI overview on Google that's gonna be first, then you're gonna have the ads, and then you're gonna have your website. So now you don't aim to have a first position, you aim to be on the AI overview. So the whole SEO change.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, it does change.
Now when you ask something to Google, there is like the resume, no, that the AI does. So how can you play with that?
Exactly. So it's a different kind of content you need to create, and it's exactly now more and more people are going to research on ChatGPT, on Cloud, on things. So you want to appear on the mention of like when ChatGPT rely a source, you want to be that source. So the creation of the content is really different. Today, you instead of making a blog post that will be on surface talking about things, you need to make short content very specified on one question. It has to be structured for the AI. It has to be a structure that the AI understands, and you need to be extremely clear on the definition you want to pull out. Also, there is fourth thing today AI is looking to mention your content is the experience. So that's what we call EEAT. So basically, it's the experience, the expertise, the authority, and the trust. So AI need to see that you write the content because you experienced it, because you are an authority in that industry, or because you tried and you know what you're talking about. But you can't talk anymore about subject and like. Also, it won't share articles that took. For example, if you copy paste something from ChatGPT, you will never get back to ChatGPT sources. So you need to have like a genuine and original content to appear on them. And you need to be the more precise. So it's worth it to take one question and answer very, very precisely. Instead of like you were doing before, like 3-4 questions by blog post, to have a semantic cluster, we call. Now it's like clusters that go very specific theme.
And also,
Is it clear?
yes, very clear. Like I'm like learning so much. Actually, well, this information is already on the AI, but always taking it back, it's so important. And you talked also before about how's the name of the links, the linking the websites to have more trust or more traffic.
I didn't understand the question.
Yes, you talked before at the beginning almost about what to do with CBD.fr.
Backlinks.
Backlinks. Sorry, I'm not an expert as you.
Okay.
So what
Yeah. No, for sure. So backlinks also change. How you do backlinks also change because before you could. So it was always forbidden to buy links on Google. Nevertheless, if you could buy a a link with authority, you will get some position, you will get some authority on your website. Today, backlinks are almost dead. meaning that it's less and less looked by Google, because they know you can buy 10 backlinks for like 500 euros and go. So there is a really big transition into technical SEO to content SEO. Today, if you need, of course, automation, and like you need like to have a technical SEO that is clear, but it's better to have a very specific content with expertise than to have 5 backlinks, because the backlinks now it gets a bit sketchy, and moreover for the cannabis industry. So there is a change, there is a big shift in the old SEO and the new SEO that we called actually GEO, which is like the new SEO for AI.
Okay. No, amazing masterclass, really, Clara. It's fascinating. And from your experience, where do you think the cannabis industry in Europe will go in the next 3 to 5 years?
Alors, I believe, I'm optimistic about it, that we're gonna have a wave. So now we have Germany that does it. If it works for Germany, I think a lot of people gonna apply, and they're looking now and they're gonna follow. But in between Germany, Luxembourg, Switzerland, Spain, even if we know Spain is a bit different, but I think there is a possibility that I'm optimist on the fact that it gets each country with own laws, but it gets better for us. I think soon we're gonna be able to promote, soon we're gonna be able to talk about it. I'm optimist.
I hope so. I hope so. And yeah, talking about the different countries, how are the different countries like France, Germany, Spain, markets different when it comes to marketing strategies?
Every country has its own guidelines. So the country has a guidelines and Google has a guidelines per country. So it's there is a consensus between all the country where THC is 0.3. It's like, so where CBD is legal and it's until 0.3. There is a consensus on how you can promote it, but really, for example, in some countries, it's better to put local SEO on cannabis shop. If you don't put cannabis shop, you will be like punished if you are one. On other countries, the contrary, if you put cannabis shop, you will be punished, so you better put a wellness shop. Every country has its own guidelines. And that's why for the AI, we worked a lot on these guidelines for every
Big
country.
challenge.
Because it's very important to understand what you can do in your country. Try to not repeat exactly what they did in other country, because even if it worked for them, it might not work for you in your country.
Okay. And what role agencies like Herb and Co play in helping companies stand out?
So we are specialized in finding ways to give them visibility that they didn't think before. So we do have a big catalog of affiliates because we do SEO, but because we realize that SEO can be slow for lead generation for new brands that need sales fast, we always mix it with other kind of campaign. And that's our strength, because we know exactly what you can do in your country. We know exactly how we're going to do your content. And at the same time, we know exactly where to promote it. So we have a big catalog of affiliates. We also have a catalog of experts that work for Herb and Co. So they all have already the education, and they won't make mistakes that will then fuck up your brand. Because if you get suspended by Google, it's fucked up, like you lost everything. And like a lot of people don't realize the danger, and they think, no, I'm safe, and if I get shut down, maybe I can recuperate it. No, because it's gonna last, So we are very good in creating the content for your niche and promote it exactly where you need to be and create sales.
Yeah, because you told me that if you make a little mistake, you can go directly to page 10, and then it's very hard
Exactly.
to go up.
From a moment to another. It never happened to us, but we saw it happening, and we learned from others' mistakes. So we're grateful for them. But it's once you arrive on the 10th page of even the second page on Google, like there is a famous thing that if you want to hide a dead body, put it on the second page on Google, because no one's gonna find it. So even the second page is fucked up, you know, like you don't want to be there. So if you are first and you find yourself in third or fourth page, to go back to first, it's almost impossible. That's why we don't promise to recuperate Google accounts. We promise like you're not gonna be taken down.
Yeah, that's a very good premise. And so in a traditional SEO agency, do they know what specificities has cannabis, or it's like a little bit risky, no, to go with a traditional one that maybe doesn't have this knowledge?
So there is good and bad, because the good thing with cannabis, with non-cannabis agency, is that they might bring you a new eye on your content, on your brand, and they might bring you like new ways to promote. But it's very dangerous, because if they don't understand how to talk about it, because of course there is a medical claim, but there is also all the side words that you can use. For example, in France, it's gonna be you can't put smoke, you can't put CBD flower to smoke. Then there is also like the local SEO that is not made as traditional for cannabis brand. So it's safer to go with cannabis, because they know exactly what they can do. When a normal agency, they're not going to be bad, but they might forget some of the main thing, and they're going to say, oh, we can grow your cannabis website because it's a difficult industry. No, they can grow because they didn't understand how to promote it. So we got the case on we were trying to partner with a normal SEO agency, and they tell us that our products couldn't grow on Google. When I show them, I had first positions for every other brand, you know. So they might think it's your fault, when actually it's their fault, because they don't know how to do. When a cannabis brand, we're never gonna tell you, no, your product is shit. We can't make you rent, you know. It's like it's too hard, you know. Like so that's why there is pros and cons. I always say, if you want to start with a cannabis agency, and then when you want to go bigger and your base is made and you know exactly what you can and can't do, send it maybe to another SEO agency, so they're gonna bring you new ideas and new vision. Why not?
Yeah.
But it's very sketchy.
My advice would be to go with Herb and Co, and then for the
Exactly, go
traditional
with that. You said.
and then for the traditional agencies to take the AI to have the knowledge to don't do things bad.
Exactly. Yeah. No,
and,
that's it.
and then changing a little bit of them, because I think that it was very nice about SEO. I saw also that you do like a lot on Instagram about normalizing, know how cannabis is see. And do you think that the stigma around cannabis is finally disappearing?
No, but it gets better.
Okay.
I think more and more people don't mind. So before, like, people always had an opinion. If you are smoking, they were like, "Oh yeah, me too," or like, "Oh no, you're a drug addict." But there was no people that would say, "Oh, I don't really care. That cannabis can be good. I don't know." You know. I think now there is definitely more and more awareness. It's more and more normalized, and more people come out to say, okay, I'm smoking too. So I think it gets better, but we are far from the normalization of alcohol. Well, we don't want the same, but we are still far from normalization for everyone. But it gets better for sure. For sure.
No,
And that's good.
I like it that you are very optimistic also about the future of the industry and so on. So let's hope that it improves here in
And I'm
Spain.
from France. It's not the easiest country, but we're
Yeah.
fighting. We're
Yeah, no,
fighting.
it's I also see like some advance that can be like can bring some hope, but then there are in the other side like in Barcelona closing clubs, then CBD shops that are having a lot of police arrests and so on, and it's like I don't get these these contradictions, you know.
It's like it's always a government against the people. It's like it's never for the common well-being. You know, like for example in
Yeah.
France, everyone is in favor of legalization except the Ministry of Interior, because there is huge lobbies making the rules for them, so it's never logical. And that's what brings the most frustration I get for us. I mean, Spain is like, it's such a headache, because you're like, what the, they were such in a good road, and like for 2-3 years they totally like back down. And I always say that when the generation that is now at the government will leave, we will have a hope of a new legislation and on a new vision. But as long as they are held by the lobbies, for France, I'm not talking about things, but as soon as the lobbies hold the people in France, the change gonna be hard, because it's money against the people.
I think it's the same, and in France you did very well to put together and put money, and you went, for example, I think that you take a professional from the lobby of the wine that came to help CBD brands, and you are in another point of Spain thanks to that. In Spain we are not, it's impossible to take 100,000 euros to put on into a lobby, so I think that.
Yeah, that's why every so the mission is common, but every country needs a different fight. And in France, the cannabis industry is bigger than what they want to show, and that's why there is more and more people. Like we have 3 syndicates, there is like a lot of action to push behind, because people that start to get hungry. They start to be hungry that they can't access the plants, like that, and they start to understand why more than anything. Because a few years before, when you say like cannabis should be legal, they will say no. If it's illegal, there is a reason. It's because it's a drug. It's because it's like, and now people start to realize that it's totally wrong. They start to have education. They start to have access to all the knowledge, and so that's why like it's more and more people in France in different industries start to raise their voice to say like, look, this is not fair. What should happen?
Yeah. In other side, what do you enjoy the most on working on the cannabis industry?
What do I?
Enjoy the most.
I enjoy the most the fight. I enjoy the most the fact that we go against the government. We go against but to start, obviously, what I love the most is like how much people it help. And from there, like how with all these people, we have a reason to go against the government. For me, it's all about like, not everyone should smoke cannabis, but everyone that want access should have access. And for me, such an unfair situation that like everyone needs to hide themselves, or like they're gonna be like maybe fired from work because they're gonna say they smoke weed. That what I enjoy the most is the thrill we have to make it a normal thing, like to go against the general opinion and to like say like, it's a plant, it's not dangerous, you've been lied to, and that's for me what I enjoy the most, is helping people and fucked up the government. That's 2 things I love.
I love it. Also. And what's next for you and for Herb and Co?
So we really aim to build the main marketing pole in France. So we really aim to have like a strong face for marketing. So everyone that will want, almost like a syndicate for marketing, like everyone that want to promote their product, whatever kind of product, whatever kind of niche, they should be able to do it. So little by little, we partner with different agencies. So we say affiliation, we also have a UX, we also have like a content agency, branding agency that are not all into cannabis, but we try to create partnership. So everyone has a cannabis sensibilization, and little by little, the marketing in France is gonna be so strong and so one nation that it's gonna be almost easy for everyone to market the cannabis product.
That's
That's
something.
the mission.
That's something that I love. Yeah, when you tell me that you are instead of having like the other marketing agencies last competition, no, we're gonna build together. Yeah, I'm good at SEO, but if there's someone that's better at meta ads or anything else, we're gonna partner
Exactly.
and create the synergy.
Because we all need each other. Like a website alone is not fine. So you need a good branding to go with it. And you need like, if someone managed to do your ads, so like it's gonna help my SEO, so like it's like marketing is it's a specific place when if we work all together, there is no competition. Of course, you can have some competition in like, but as a crew of marketing, we can all help each other. And once we agree on who does what, it's we become super powerful. You know, yeah,
No, yeah, really.
just like a strong, powerful marketing pole in France. One and everyone know each other, everyone help, everyone goes. You know,
Yeah.
that's the plan.
No, that's an amazing plan. Really, Clara, this was super inspiring. For anyone who is listening that and want to grow their cannabis brand, can they contact you and contact Herb & Co?
Nice. Thank you so much,
No,
Ali. Alex, yeah.
the question was how can they contact you?
Sorry, sorry.
No worries.
My bad. They can contact us through every social media. So Instagram gonna be herb_and_co. You can also find us on LinkedIn. You can also find us on our website. If you want to contact me personally, I'm clara.herb.fr.
Esa.
Yeah, just type Urban Co on the Google and you're gonna find us. Even cannabis SEO marketing, we rank on this. We made sure to rank
Of
on our
course.
keyword.
More than
But
maybe.
normally, if you are looking for marketing in France, you're gonna find Urban Co can easily. But to contact me, all the social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, email. There is even a phone number on my website if you want to call me directly.
I will try to put also in the
Contacting me is the
description.
easiest step you can do for your SEO.
Yeah, I will try also to put your number in the description, so to have the contact easier. Also, you are now on the community of the PodHub, and of course on the AI platform. That if you want to scale your
Nice.
cannabis business, also it's a tool that is gonna improve and get better with time. But yeah, I think that's also something very inspiring.
And also the important thing to say for everyone is the sooner you start, the bigger you're gonna get when everyone gonna come. So you don't have to wait to have everything ready to start your marketing. I see that too much when people they wait to have like everything on square, like to have everything to start your SEO, and then they're taking some delay. So what I could say is like as soon as you have a website, as soon as you have a project, start your marketing. Start your visibility, start because every step ahead you're gonna take is important.
Amazing message. Muchas gracias, Clara, de verdad, por estar aquí, por compartir.
Gracias a ti. Espero que hayas aprendido algo.
Seguro, seguro que mucho.